Welcome to Life on Your Terms, and welcome back if you've joined us before. Today, I've got something that's been kind of eating at me, and I've talked a little bit about it before, but it's really important, and that is all of the different personal development and self-help tools and books and gurus and everything that's out there for you. And I've got a little news for you. Not all of them work. So stay tuned and let's talk about that. I'm Suzanne Arjona, and this is Life on Your Terms, where we'll explore how to follow your heart, take control of your life, and live it on your terms. Even the best self-help gurus don't get it right 100% of the time. And what I mean by that is that if their message doesn't resonate with you, then it isn't for you. Just move on, because not every book, guru, self-development tool is going to work for every person. Okay, so that's kind of the gist of all of this. And that includes me. I have a message that's only meant for a certain audience. And if it doesn't resonate with you, don't stick around. Go find someone or something that actually works for you. Because to stick around listening or reading something that just really isn't sitting right with you, it's not going to help you in the long run. Okay? So, that said, we each have our specialties. Okay? You wouldn't go to a fast food restaurant looking for a gourmet meal. At least I hope you won't. You're not going to walk into a yoga studio looking for a jazzercise class, okay? Two totally different creatures. They serve two different audiences, okay? One isn't better than the other. They each serve different people with different needs, okay? So as you read all of the many self-help books, if you're anything like me, you have a gazillion books on your shelf that you've probably been collecting for years and years. Some of them may not work for you. Um, I'm a collector, so I tend to hold on to all of those. And it's funny because the books that I have on my shelf, the books that I find that really, really do resonate with me, I always end up giving away, because I'll find somebody else who I can see they're in the same spot I was, and I'm like, here, you need this more than I do right now. Of course, I end up going back out and buying another copy for myself. So some of these books I've bought, 3, 4, 5 different times over the years, but they keep going to other homes. Anyways, so not every tool is going to work for you. This doesn't mean that they offer bad advice or that they're hacks. It simply means that what they offer isn't what you're looking for right now. Okay? Here's an example. Okay? So for many, many years, and even still today, many of my friends and colleagues in the personal development field, they swear by meditation and manifestation and sound therapy. And, these things are great, and for a long time when I couldn't get into those things, I just couldn't help but feel inside myself that I wasn't at their level. There was something about me, why can't I sit and meditate? Why can't I, enjoy a manifestation meditation or whatever? Um, you know, Sitting in quiet meditation is excruciating for me. Okay, and don't get me started on vision boards. Okay, I've talked about vision boards before. You've either heard me talk about it or you've read about it on the blog. They just aren't my thing. That doesn't mean they don't work. Okay, I have good friends who swear by these, and they have these huge, beautiful, manifestation boards and vision boards, and they do work for them. They just don't work for me. Okay, and they might not work for you. So one of the very first, woo-woo books that I remember buying many, many years ago, this was like, gosh, 30 plus years ago, was Creative Visualization. Okay, Shakti Gawain. I don't know if I've ever pronounced her name properly, but anyways, Creative Visualization. I still have a copy on my bookshelf somewhere. I read that book over and over, and still the whole visualization thing felt awkward to me. It felt fake. But since her book was so popular and she was considered an expert in her field, it must have been me. Okay, I wasn't doing it right, or I wasn't dedicated enough. Eventually, I just stopped trying to visualize and manifest. Okay. Along comes human design. And I discover about myself that I manifest differently. Isn't that cool? Okay. I've always done it. I just didn't think it was manifesting. I didn't call it manifesting because it didn't match what all the experts were saying you had to do. It didn't look like what everybody else said it should look like. Okay. I was doing it just in a different way. I was doing it and I didn't realize it. Okay. So here's another example. If, like me, yoga isn't your thing, try Tai Chi or another martial art. Okay. You can get the same benefits just in a different format. Okay. If silent meditation in lotus position makes you anxious, try a walk in the park or sitting at the beach. You can probably meditate just as well as everybody else. You just need a different method. That's all. So, my point here today is that when one method doesn't feel right, it only means that it's not a right fit for you. So, what do you think about that? What are some things? Share in the comments. I would really like to hear, what are some of the walls that you've come up against that, self-help things that, different tools that everybody else seems to do really well with, and they just don't sit right with you. And maybe we can find a great alternative together that you can try out. So thanks again for tuning in today, and I look forward to reading your comments.